Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, the place where we don't just talk about attraction, we decode it. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that many men quietly struggle with: how to attract a woman who doesn't seem interested, at least not at first. Let's talk about eye contact, the kind that changes everything. You see, love and desire are rarely black and white. A woman might not show interest in the beginning, but that doesn't mean the door is closed. Sometimes, the smallest shift in your energy, mindset, or behavior can unlock something unexpected in her heart. So if you've ever looked at her and thought, I don't stand a chance, stop right there. Because what you're about to learn today might change the entire game. We all deserve to be loved, respected, and seen. And sometimes it's the smallest change that triggers the deepest emotional response. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. Simple yet powerful strategies that can turn indifference into connection instead of waiting for the perfect moment. Let's create it. We'll break down how charm, confidence, subtle psychological cues, and emotional presence can get her to notice you even if, at first, she didn't see you that way. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started and apply these tools to open new doors in your relationship with her. And always remember, everything begins with confidence. Chapter 1. Eye contact that changes everything. Eye contact is essential for connection. But we're not just talking about a passing glance or a random lock of the eyes. We're talking about intentional, deep, emotionally conscious eye contact. There's something most men don't know. Pay close attention to her left eye. Why? Because according to fascinating neurological studies, looking into a woman's left eye can stimulate the release of oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. This is the same chemical released when we hug deeply or share vulnerable moments. It builds trust, emotional closeness, and a sense of intimacy that words often can't reach. So, the next time you speak to her, slow down, take a breath, and gently look into her left eye, not in a creepy or forced way, but with calm, grounded warmth. A look that silently says, I see you, I respect you, you matter. It's that gaze filled with sincerity and emotional stillness that makes her feel safe, seen, and special. Because here's the hard truth: words can lie, eyes rarely do. And when your eyes speak with warmth, care, and quiet confidence, you become unforgettable. Chapter 2. The scent of subtle seduction. Oh, let's talk about something deeply underrated: your scent. Studies show that men who wear attractive fragrances don't just feel more confident, they actually become more attractive to women. Why? Because smell is directly tied to the brain's emotional memory center. Your scent becomes part of how she remembers you. When you find a fragrance that truly fits your personality, not something overpowering or cheap, but subtle, clean, and alluring, it becomes your invisible signature. Imagine this. You're not even near her, but she catches a familiar scent in the air, the same one you wore the day you hugged her. Boom! In that instant, she thinks of you. A powerful fragrance is like a psychological anchor. It stabilizes emotion. It makes her feel safe. And it makes you feel powerful. So, choose a scent that reflects who you are. Are you calm and grounded? Go for woody or musky tones. Are you intense and mysterious? Try spiced or darker scents. Chapter 3. Natural ways to crush anxiety. So she feels your authentic energy. Let's talk about something that holds many men back: anxiety. It's totally normal to feel nervous when you're approaching a woman, especially if she's not showing much interest at first. But here's the truth: you don't have to fight that anxiety alone. There are natural supplements that can help reduce social anxiety and make you feel more grounded, more confident, and in control. For example, L-theanine, found in green tea, calms the nervous system without making you sleepy. It helps you stay focused yet relaxed. Ashwagandha is another powerful tool. It reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, which means you feel calmer under pressure. Magnesium glycinate helps ease tension and supports better sleep, so you wake up ready to face the world. And when you're relaxed, your authentic self, your best self, naturally comes to the surface. And that's when attraction flows effortlessly. Because here's the secret. Attraction doesn't happen when you overanalyze every move. It happens when you are grounded, real, and unapologetically confident. Chapter 4. Call someone who loves you before the date. Let's say you're about to spend time with her. Maybe it's a casual meetup, or maybe, after some effort, you finally convinced her to go on that first date. You're feeling nervous, and that's okay. But here's a simple shift that can instantly transform how she perceives you even before the date begins. Call someone who loves you first. Before you meet her, call someone who makes you feel safe. It could be a parent, a close friend, or a sibling. Just hearing their voice even for a minute can regulate your nervous system, ground your energy, and reconnect you with the parts of yourself that are calm, strong, and loved. That's the energy she will feel when you walk in. And that's the kind of presence that makes her lean in without even knowing why. Chapter 5. Continued. Grounded energy is irresistible. Call someone who reminds you of your worth, someone whose voice brings you back to yourself. Why does this work? Because hearing a familiar, supportive voice activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for calming you down. It reduces stress and anxiety. And most importantly, it reminds you deep in your core that you are already loved, already valuable. You're not chasing her approval anymore. That calm energy becomes your emotional baseline. And women can feel that when you walk into a room grounded, smiling, and emotionally balanced, you radiate something rare. Confidence without arrogance. You're not the man who begs for connection. You're the man who creates it. She might not consciously realize what changed, but she'll feel it, and she'll want more of that grounded presence. Chapter 6. Forget the typical date, create an emotional experience. Now let's talk about the date itself. Most men default to the same predictable things: dinner, movies, coffee. But here's the truth. These don't create emotional spikes, and if you want to stand out, to change how she sees you, you need to make her feel something. So instead of sitting across from her at a dinner table, do something that sparks excitement, curiosity, or even adrenaline. Think a spontaneous road trip to a scenic spot, a quirky escape room, axe throwing, zipliness, dancing, a secret concert, a strange and fascinating art exhibit. Because emotion creates memory, and if you can make her feel something unusual, exciting, or mysterious, she'll associate those feelings with you. Psychologists call it misattribution of arousal. When someone feels intense stimulation in a situation and subconsciously links it to the person they're with. In simple terms, make her heart race, and she'll start to wonder why you make her feel that way. Chapter 7. Mirror her emotional state, not just her words. Now here's a subtle but powerful principle that most men never learn. She doesn't fall for logic, she falls for feeling. And if you want to build real emotional connection, you don't respond to her with facts, you respond by mirroring the emotional layer of what she's saying. Let me explain. Imagine she tells you, "Ugh, I had such a stressful day at work. My boss kept piling things on me last minute." The logical men will say something like, "Well, maybe you should talk to HR or start setting better boundaries." Sounds helpful, right? But it actually misses the point. What she truly wants is to feel understood emotionally, not fixed. Instead, say something like, "That sounds exhausting," like he didn't even give you a break to breathe. That response reflects her emotional state. It shows her that you're not just hearing her, you're feeling with her. And that kind of empathy, it creates safety. It builds trust. And trust is the bridge to attraction. So next time she shares something good or bad, listen not just for the words, but for the emotion underneath. She remembers how you made her feel, not how smart your response was. So don't try to be clever. Be present. Be attuned. That's what will separate you from every other man she's met. Chapter 8. The power of stillness. When she tests you, there will come a moment, maybe on that first date, maybe after the third, when she suddenly pulls back. Her tone changes. She teases you sharply. She challenges something you said, and you're left wondering, wait, is she losing interest? But here's the truth most men never understand. This isn't rejection. It's a test. Women unconsciously test men not to hurt them, but to feel them. Do you feel? Are you emotionally grounded? Or do you react like every other insecure guy? This is where stillness becomes your weapon. Let's say she says, "Is that the best pickup line you've got?" Most guys will panic, over-explain, try to defend themselves, and in doing so, fail the test. But you smile slowly, look her in the eyes and say, "If it made you smile, it worked." No tension, no defensiveness, just calm, anchored confidence. She'll feel it immediately. Not because of what you said, but because you didn't flinch. That stillness tells her, this man doesn't chase approval. He brings presence. And presence is power. She's not testing to see if you're perfect. She's testing to see if you can hold her intensity, and when you can stay calm, when you stay centered even in her storms. That's when she starts to lean in. That's when trust becomes desire. Chapter 9. Mirror her without losing yourself. Let's say the energy shifts. She gets playful, teasing, sarcastic, or maybe quiet, thoughtful, withdrawn. A mature man doesn't try to match her emotion exactly. He mirrors the tone just enough to stay connected, but never loses his own emotional gravity. Why does this matter? Because when you stay attuned to her, but remain rooted in yourself, you create a rare experience for a woman. She feels seen without feeling overwhelmed. She feels safe without you being passive. She feels free without you becoming unstable. This is what emotional leadership looks like. You're not controlling the moment. You're holding space for it. And in that space, she can unfold. Real life example. Let's say she makes a dramatic joke. "Ugh, I'm such a mess, I probably scared you off already." Most men would jump to reassure, No, you're not a mess." Or they'd get awkward and change the subject. But you take a breath, let the silence linger for a moment, smile, and say, "I've met messier. Yours is actually kind of cute, playful, grounded, unshaken." She'll feel it that you're not trying to fix her or deny her emotions. You're just meeting her there, without losing yourself. That's mature presence. Women don't need you to be perfect. They need to feel your emotional clarity in unpredictable moments. That's when real attraction starts to root itself deep, not because you chase her, but because you reflect something she forgot existed in men, a calm center in a chaotic world. Chapter 10. Don't perform. Reveal. Attraction isn't a stage performance. Yet most men treat it like one. They rehearse lines. They try to act cool. They fake confidence hoping it will be enough. But here's the raw truth. A woman doesn't fall for your performance. She falls for what slips through when you stop performing. Let her see the cracks, that moment you admit you were nervous to see her, or the way your eyes soften when she says something vulnerable, that pause when you don't know what to say next, but you stay present instead of scrambling for a clever comeback. That's not weakness. That's real. That's what lands. Because in a world where most men hide behind bravado, your stillness, your willingness to be seen without armor is magnetic. Why this works? Because authenticity creates emotional safety, and safety creates emotional surrender. She doesn't want a flawless superhero. She wants a man who can stand in his truth without apology. That doesn't mean oversharing or dumping your insecurities. It means allowing your real energy to be felt. Attraction deepens when a woman feels like she's meeting you, not your curated version. Real moment example. Let's say you're walking side by side. She brings up something heavy, her ex, a family issue, her fears. You don't rush to give advice. You don't joke it away. You just say softly, "That sounds like it's still sitting heavy for you. I'm here if you ever want to talk about it properly." No pressure, no pretending, just a calm presence with strong shoulders. That is unforgettable. Chapter 11. Slow down the moment, control the frame. You walk into the room. She notices something. It's not just your looks. It's not the clothes or even how you smell. It's the way time slows down around you, because you're not rushing, not trying to impress, not trying to win her over. You're calm, unhurried, fully present. That energy shifts the entire dynamic. Most men rush you and courtly talk too fast. They touch too soon. They compliment too much. But you breathe slower. You listen longer. You let silences stretch because you're not afraid of them. And she feels it. Suddenly, she's adjusting to your rhythm, not the other way around. You're not chasing her energy. You're inviting her into yours. Control the frame without controlling her. This isn't about dominance. It's about emotional leadership. When a man can slow down a moment, he communicates one powerful message without words. You are safe here. You don't need to perform. I'm not going anywhere. That kind of steadiness, it undresses her defenses before her close. Try this in practice. You're sitting across from her. She says something flirty, teasing, maybe even provocative. Instead of reacting quickly or cracking a joke, you just smile. Hold eye contact. Let the silence breathe for 3 extra seconds. Let her wonder what you're thinking. Let her lean in. Just a little. You've just shifted the frame. And now you're the mystery she wants to explore. Chapter 12. Mirror her energy, then lead. Attraction isn't about overpowering her. It's about attuning to her, reading her rhythm, feeling her pace, and then gently leading the dance. The mistake most men make either try to dominate too soon, pushing their energy onto her, or stay too passive, mirroring forever without ever taking the lead. But there's a third path, a more magnetic one. Step 1. Mirror first. If she's soft-spoken and reserved, don't barge in with loud, fast energy. If she's playful and animated, don't come off cold and stoic. Meet her where she is. Mirror her tone, pace, posture, not to manipulate, but to connect, because mirroring says, I see you, I'm with you, I get you. It builds unconscious trust. Step 2. Shift the rhythm gently and she feels safe in your vibe. Start shifting the energy slightly. Slow down your voice. Deepen your breath. Lean back just a little. You're leading, emotionally, not with force, but with groundedness. And guess what? She'll start to follow without realizing why. Because feminine energy is drawn to emotional direction, not control, but guidance. She feels the pull when you do this right. Something subtle happens. She begins leaning in. Her body turns toward you. Her responses lengthen. Her smile lingers. Why? Because you're not just reacting, you're leading the space between you. And that makes you unforgettable. Chapter 13. Leave her better than you found her. Attraction is powerful, but integrity is sacred. The way you end a moment with her matters just as much as how you begin it. Because whether she becomes your lover, your friend, or just a passing connection, your presence leaves a mark. She'll remember how you made her feel, not what you wore, not how clever your lines were, not even how perfect the timing felt, but how safe she felt, how seen, how alive. So when the date ends, when the moment closes, leave her with lightness, not pressure, a smile, a compliment that touches the soul, not the body, a thank you, sincere, grounded, present. This is what high-value men do. They don't close deals. They open hearts. They don't chase. They connect. And if it's time to walk away, they do it with grace, not games, because their self-worth doesn't depend on the outcome. It radiates from within. She may not understand it, but she'll feel it, that you were different, that you didn't need her to validate you, you just invited her to experience you. And even if things don't go further, she'll think of you when someone else makes her feel unseen. She'll remember the peace in your presence, the gravity in your silence, the steadiness in your smile, and maybe, just maybe, she'll hope to feel that again, because men like you aren't just attractive, they're unforgettable. So, if you've made it this far, you're not just here to learn how to attract a woman. You're here because you're becoming the kind of man who doesn't just take offers, a man of depth, of presence, of peace. And that kind of energy, it doesn't just get noticed, it gets remembered. So if this spoke to something deep in you, if you're ready to stop chasing and start embodying, subscribe for more content like this, not just tips, but transformation. Drop a comment. What part hit home the most? I read every single one. And if you're truly ready to go deeper, check the link in the description. I've got something special waiting for you. Until next time, be the calm in the chaos. Be the gravity in the noise, and always leave her better than you found her.